What's up YouTube? What's up YouTube? This is your boy King Denny X. We're back with another tutorial. It's been a while. If you know how to use Photoshop Camera Raw, then Lightroom, it won't be a problem. Lightroom is sort of like a software version of Camera Raw rather than being a plugin. So today I'm gonna show you how to use Lightroom. It's as basic as it looks. Don't get intimidated by all these scroll, whatever they call those things. These things are just here to give you that quality you are looking for. So I'm gonna do two tutorials. Actually, I'm gonna do three. Is it three? I'm gonna do three tutorials, which is editing this picture on Lightroom, and then from Lightroom we transfer it to Photoshop. We do skin retouching, and then from skin retouching we come back to Lightroom. We do color retouching. Please, when you're a photographer, be a pro. Take everything raw. Shoot raw and stop shooting auto. Shoot raw, shoot manual. So this is my amazing model. Let me just hide this because I'm not gonna need this. Also hide this. Let me try and increase the screen here. I want to use the whole. We want the whole there. Oh there. We want the whole screen. Also let me hide this, but it's not important. Just depends on your style, and make sure your screen is properly calibrated so you can see what you're doing. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start on basic adjustments here. We're gonna go on the other parts when we're done with Photoshop. So let's start from basic adjustments. Usually I start with the highlights. It depends how much expose or how much highlights are showing on your picture, especially if it's a portrait. Make sure everything is balanced, especially the highlights, because they're going to affect your picture editing and how you're going to retouch. It's going to affect your retouchment on Photoshop. So first thing I do is highlights. I usually drop highlights. So let's just drop the highlights, as I'm using a mid control here. Or you can also do the same thing using a joystick. Also, it feels great using a joystick. I should put up a tutorial about that. So let's decrease the highlights. I like mine around here, -40, and then let's increase a bit of the shadows. I like it around here because this picture is already proper exposed. I was shooting this picture I was using a fast lens here, Instagram. As you can see, I was using my zoom lens, nothing expensive, at f5.6. I usually like shooting at f5.6, especially on my zoom lens. This is 1/200, which is my shutter speed, and ISO 100, and then focal length, it's 164mm. I was using a zoom lens. It wasn't any, I think it's a kit lens actually. So we're done with the shadows. Let's move to the white. Let's just decrease the blacks a bit, and then the white. There's not enough white here. Everything is down here. Let's just come to contrast. If you increase the contrast now, it's gonna affect also your saturation of the picture. So make sure you decrease your contrast here, so you can get enough room to retouch your skin on Photoshop. The exposure, you can also start with the exposure. It depends how dark your portrait is, but mine, as you can see, is properly exposed. I'm just gonna play around with the highlights and the shadows, but I like mine here. Just decrease here, come back to the white, decrease the white, then come back here. Usually like it +5. Vibrance, just to get the colors there, so you have enough to play with. Saturation, I usually go minus. Let's just put it on -10, and then vibrance +30. Yeah, around +30. The next thing I do before I export or edit in Photoshop, make sure you have Photoshop and Lightroom. They work hand in hand. I come to this HSL. I adjust the luminance of the orange. I increase a bit so I can get enough details on the skin so I can retouch them. So luminance, orange, increase. Not too much, don't do it too much. And a bit of in the red side, but as you can see, the only thing that is red here are the lips. There's also red in skin tone. If your skin tone is not matching with the kind of skin tone you want to go to, make sure when you take a picture the white balance is proper. balanced. Mine was like this. I didn't do anything. This is how as shot, but you can still change it, especially if the picture you took or you're editing it's raw. But if it's JPEG, then it's gonna give you a problem. But as you can see here, you can come to daylight. See, there's a lot of green, actually a bit of green and too much orange, cloudy, also a lot of warm tones, shadows, warm tones, tungsten, blue tones. For example, this is a bit dope, not too much, not too less, just, or you can just play around with the temperature until you get a proper exposure right here. Or you can just come to flash. Flash is a bit warm. Auto is a bit warm. Let's just put it as short. On my side, your side you can pick something different, but my side I like it as short. I don't usually play with the hue until my final edit. As you can see, we are done. This is the first part of this tutorial. Everything here is properly exposed. Not enough focus on this picture, but we'll try something else. But as you can see, this is what we have achieved so far by just adjusting these things. No.